Now, I assume that a few of you don't have the equipment that you need to post videos on YouTube, and we bought some cameras for the class. And at 1 o'clock, our AV person is going to come up and show this to you. They're really, really, really simple, like point and shoot, and you can load straight from them into a computer. So if you don't have access to a camera, or I mean, the computer you can use a computer, sorry. You know, we have bought those for the class. The other thing I would ask you to do is what most normal human beings do, which is find a friend as a camera. I mean, we're doing the class the way regular people do it. You don't have to have any video skills for the class. You don't have to have any video skills to post on YouTube. There are students in this class who are senior media studies majors who know a lot about making video, and they can do whatever they want. But we have no access to media production facilities for this class unless you're in a class, in which case you can use as you like. Okay. As far as the assignment for this class, we're going to break into two groups just for Thursday and Tuesday. So group 1, we'll count off in a second. If you're in the class, we'll count off. If you're not in the class, just don't count off until Thursday. What I'd like you to do is, between now and Thursday, and this is what it says, go onto YouTube, group 1, post about YouTube to one video. So you have to find a video online and post about YouTube to that video. Okay, do you understand the assignment? Again, I'm not monitoring them. It's just the fact that you're going to do it. So you're going to comment back to the video saying something that you believe about YouTube. And then in class on Thursday, you're going to come up here and you're going to show us a minute of the video and you're going to read us your post. And that's the whole class session. Do you understand?
So we don't post on our site?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I'd like it to link. I need someone to help me do the linking function. Okay? Like it to link. You know, I'd like there to be a way to see what you all are doing when you're in the big C. But maybe that's not possible. If you're the YouTube guru here and you know how to do that, you're going to come talk to me. Okay? So half the class is going to do that. And on Tuesday, half the class is then going to go to one of those posts that you just saw, like you caught, like, you know, Anna, I'm sorry, I only know if you students in class. Anna writes in relationship to a spoof of Britney Spears. YouTube spoofs, you know, popular culture icons. And then you, what's your name? Al. Al is going to make a video in response to her post and put it up. Okay? So half of you are going to do a post on Thursday, and then half of you are going to use a video to respond to a classmate's post. Everyone get it? Okay. And this is just a place for us to kind of play with the technology, get our feet wet, and start thinking a little bit about, you know, what YouTube is. Yes?
The content of that post, is that about why you think that video is successful or not successful on YouTube, or what?
You are going to all hate me for this, but I am not going to answer questions like that. You know,
okay, so whatever
you want. It needs to be about YouTube, but that means anything. Okay? So you can't say anything. Like, you can't go up to the Britney Spears, you know, somebody shaving your head over the Britney Spears video and say, you know, smiley face, I like your hair. People say smiley face, I like your hair on YouTube all the time, and that is a really mean thing to say. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So you need to be self-referential about YouTube. One of the things you might want to think about is how often people are self-referential about YouTube. How often YouTube is about itself, okay, as the subject. Okay. So those are the first two assignments, and then you start this other thing, okay? Then we're going to engage in this construction of class statements, and that's where you go every other post video, and there are 4 of them. So starting Thursday, like a week and a half from now, after we've done this like little mini exercise, half of you will make a video that answers the question, what is YouTube? And half of you will post on our site, and then we're going to come together and try and come up with a class statement, which we're then going to film and post on our site, answering the class believes that YouTube is wrong. And then we're going to answer YouTube works by and YouTube can teach us. And then about a month from now, we're going to decide what our mission is, what we're hoping to learn in the first half of the class. And then we're going to break into these groups of 6 that are each going to go off and do these projects that will eventually be produced as videos on YouTube. Yes?
Yeah, I just have a question. When you say like group 2 post video response, do you mean that you want everyone in group 2 to do a video individually,
individually. Okay, you know, like, believe me, a lot of this is like wacky and it'll be like under process and will change. So you just have to get a general flavor. Really. I mean, 2 weeks from now, we're gonna be doing something so different. I don't know what it is. That's why I have instructions second half of the class. So the second half of the class, we'll get somewhere. I don't know where it is. I don't know what we're gonna be doing. I think we may not wanna be on YouTube anymore. I mean, I just don't know. But one of the ground rules is that we can't do anything off YouTube until after we decide. So, and what I mean that is, I don't want you reading books about YouTube. I don't want you reading newspaper articles about it. I don't want you, you know, if you blog or you're on Facebook or whatever, you can certainly be using that site, but anything that's for the class needs to come back in to the site. Because partly what I want you to get a sense of, and I think you're gonna get it really fast, is how limited this space is for our needs and really for anybody's needs. It's really tightly orchestrated. And I'm really curious how long we're gonna go through that. So it's a challenge to us. Can we stay for this semester? Or, you know, would you really like to know? Like, you know, some of you, I know some of you are interested in the, you know, the political economy, the economic project of making that much money and making something that successful. How much information can you get on YouTube about structure? About who owns it, about how they make money? How much information can you get on YouTube about, you know, copyright, right? So we can't move. Get it? Okay. So how much to do when assigned, you guys get it? You know, you should be posting at midnight before because that gives everybody the chance to look at what people have posted before we come to class. Class presentation is crucial, you get that. We'll get to expertise in a second. Okay, so these are what I'm calling the class posts. And now, I'm not gonna turn this, this is to get your real email and your real phone number, please. No fakes. So people can reach each other. You're gonna be doing some group projects and I'll hand that out. Okay, the class assignments are that starting, like right now, this is filming this class extremely badly. Okay, starting on Thursday, one of you, as your class assignment, will film the class and post it. And that can really be any way you want. If you want to film it as an art video, you can. If you want to film 1 minute of it and post it, that's fine. If you want to edit it, you can edit it. If you want to walk around and film everyone's face for the whole class, that's fine. We'll have 30 classes up or whatever, each one by a different author. But that's going to keep the class available to people who are enrolled in the class. So that's film a class. When you do this is like your big assignment, you don't have to post that week. Okay. I'd like 2 of you to try and present the syllabus better than I did and put it online. Okay, that's a challenge. I'd like 2 of you to create this press release that the Public Relations Office made, and I'll just pass it around. Only keep it if you're interested in the press release. I only made 10 copies of it. I'd like you to think about a press release that would be more viable for young people, that might move on Facebook, for instance. I'd like 2 of you to volunteer, one to do a written press release that can move virally through the web as email, and one that could be a video press release, maybe starts on YouTube or not. And then the class statements. Remember, YouTube is blah, blah, blah. I have 2 of you in pairs. Those are sort of a little harder making those. I've suggested if you're a freshman and you have no video experience or you're feeling afraid, you know, no one needs to know, you can sign up for one of those because you can do that with an upper class student. So just see that I wrote under 5 times frosh. But you know, the point is really, everyone can go on YouTube. You don't need to know very much to do so, but if you like a little bit of teamwork there, put your name there. So I'm passing them around. There's 36 spots. There's 36 enrolled students. Okay. If you have special expertise, I'd like you to come talk to me after class.